Hello and welcome to the first ever Wakefield College and University Centre Open Day. Yeah, we've never done a virtual open day before because I guess we've never really had to do a virtual open day before, but things are slightly different this year, of course, as you all know. And whilst normally we'd be in the college and the campus talking to you in person and saying hello and shaking hands, this year things are a little bit different. But we hope we can bring you a flavour of everything that Wakefield College and University Centre has to offer. And if you have any questions that you want to ask that you normally ask in person, of course, you can do that in the comments section, and we will do everything we can to answer all of those queries for you. So let me introduce myself. My name is Rich Williams. I'm a radio presenter, and also over the last year, I've had the pleasure of working with the guys at Wakefield College and University Centre, hosting their brilliant podcast, well worth checking out, on a wide range of topics and subjects that might be of interest to you. And it's my absolute pleasure to be here today. So a few things to let you know about how it's going to work today. Well, we've got a full hour schedule with loads of people coming on to talk to you about the aspects of Wakefield College and University Centre that will hopefully be appealing to you. Also, if you want the full course listings, the place to go is wakefield.ac.uk/VOE for the virtual open day event. That's a landing page to head on there where you'll find all the information that you could possibly need. There is a wide range of courses for school leavers, apprentices, university level students, and adults as well. So something pretty much for everyone, and we hopefully you will find your thing today. You can follow the college on social media, of course. Facebook is at Wakefield College, also Twitter at Wakey College, and Wakefield College on Instagram are the places to go. So here's how today is going to work on our program for you. We will have in a moment a welcome from the principal, Sam Wright, who's going to come on and say hello. We also have James chatting about options for vocational courses. If you're doing the academic route through A-levels, we have Richard to have a chat with you as well. Jane will be here to talk about the University Centre and the degree level options. We also have Joe for apprenticeships, Stephen, who's from Access to Higher Education, Sam from the Business School, Lee and Hayley from Student Experience as well, and Ellie Flanagan, who has course information for part-time and adult courses. So that's how it's going to go. And like I say, please do leave any comments that you have for us, because we would love to answer as many things as we possibly can. So I think that's about all we need to do for an introduction. Thank you for joining us this Saturday morning. And let's first speak to the head honcho. I think it's fair to say the principal and CEO who'd like to welcome you. So please say good morning and a big welcome to Sam Wright, who joins us. There you are. Hi, Sam. How are you doing? All right?
Hi, I'm good. Thank you, Richard. Good morning, everybody.
This is a little bit unusual, I guess, for you to be having to host and conduct things in these ways. It's been a strange few months for everyone, and I guess it's like that. It's been a strange few months for you guys at Wakefield College and University Centre. How have you been coping, and how have things been different?
It's tough because I think I don't just speak for myself, I speak on behalf of all the staff when I say how much we've actually missed the interaction with students. We're used to seeing students every day, and of course an event like this, we would all normally be at college to welcome our new students and students who might be thinking of studying with us in the future. So I think it's fair to say it's certainly strange times, but at least we can have the remote event, and hopefully sometime soon students will be able to come in and see our facilities at the college.
I'm sure you and all the staff there are just chomping at the bit to get back in, to be working with the students as well. You've had to do things differently. How's that been in terms of virtual teaching and using the technology that we're using now to teach?
I think, to be fair, the transition has gone pretty smoothly. I think we were all sort of plummeted into lockdown with very little notice, but as I would expect from our teams, everybody has stepped up to the mark. All our staff really care about the students, and they've been our priority really, to make sure not that we've just been able to deliver programs online, but they've got the support that they need as well. I mean, obviously when you've been working with us, you've met a lot of the staff within our teams, teaching teams, support staff, even the staff that work behind the scenes. They're just totally committed, do a fantastic job.
They do. There's a really lovely atmosphere down. Whenever I've been on campus, you get that feeling straight away of it being a lovely place. I know that you'll not want to boast or anything like that, but this is a college that is being successful. It's doing well. It's got good ratings in terms of Ofsted and stuff. You're doing good things down there, aren't you?
I mean, we're an exceptional college. I know you would think that I would say that. But yeah, you know, we're a college that's going places. We did have a fantastic Ofsted report. We get great feedback. And actually, the main thing is that we get fantastic results year on year that just enables all our learners at whatever level progress on in a meaningful way.
As the principal, the CEO as well, how proud does it make you feel when you see new students coming in and they progress and you see the journey that they take at Wakefield College and University Centre as well? It must give you I know that you've missed that last part for this academic year, but year on year, it must make you feel proud, and it's like a special place for you.
Extremely proud, and to be honest, Rich, I feel really privileged to lead such a great organisation. Again, we're expecting good results this year. We're giving a lot of thought at the moment to how we're going to celebrate those with our students, because obviously a lot of our events, celebration, achievement nights have had to be put on hold for the minute, but we're intending to do them hopefully within the autumn term. And I think it just gives you great satisfaction to see that you really do make a difference to so many lives across the Wakefield district.
Let me ask you quickly, just in terms of trying to get things back to normal, I guess is a question that people are thinking about in all industries and academic places all across the world right now. What are the plans? How are you placed at the moment? What's the latest guidance and what's going to be happening there?
As you can imagine, we're really closely following government guidelines, and we've recently reopened the college just to certain groups of learners to ensure that they complete the studies and secure their qualification this year. We've got one-way systems at college, we've got social distancing measures in place, we've changed a lot of the furniture within rooms to make sure that they're safe to learn and study in. So for us, we've actually got things up and running, I think, quite well. And it is the intention in September that new learners will be able to study, certainly for part of their timetable actually in college. And I think that is really important to make new friends, meet new people and start building relationships with the tutor.
Yeah, it's there's an academic life and there's a social life there, and that whole ethos of being at the college, which is so evident when you walk through the doors. And hopefully we'll be getting back to sooner rather than later, I guess. Sam, thank you so much for joining us, having a quick chat this morning. I know that you've been very busy over the last few weeks with all the plans that keep changing with government advice and all that kind of stuff. But also I know how happy you are to be welcoming everyone here today who's joining us, and hopefully some faces that you'll get to see in person pretty soon.
I hope so. I'd just like to say to everybody who's logged on this morning, thank you for considering the college as your option moving forward. Hopefully today's event will at least give you some insight into what's on offer, and as Richard said, you can follow up if you've got any questions, queries, and of course as soon as we can, we'll really look forward to welcoming you through the doors.
Sam, you're off the hook now. You can go and you can go and relax and tune in and see what's going on. But thank you for joining us this morning, for all the work you're doing and getting everything back up and running, and we will speak soon. If you've got any questions, like Sam says, get them in the comments and we can feed them through, and we can do our best to answer anything that we would normally be doing in person. Sam, thank you. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday.
Have a great weekend, everybody.
Lovely stuff. So there you go. That's Sam, who's the principal, a very passionate principal at Wakefield College and University Centre as well. Let's talk about school leavers now and what's on offer for school leavers and why you would choose Wakefield College. And to do that, the school's partnership manager is James Pennington, and hopefully by the power of technology, James arrives with his. I don't want to embarrass you, James, but he's had a quick clean round of the kitchen just to make sure. This is the thing with these things, you've got to make sure everything's looking all right in the background. You haven't left out any pots and pans, James, or anything like that?
All hidden under the table, Rich. Good morning. How are you?
Good. Very good, thank you. You just keep the camera directed that way, we'll be absolutely fine. Okay, let's talk about school leavers and what's on offer as well, the range of options. This is your bread and butter, James, so talk us all through it.
Yeah, well, my job, Rich, as partnerships manager is to get out there and work with schools, work with young people and work with their families. And the good thing is that you have an influence on helping them to make the decision as to what they do next. It's a massive decision that Year 11 students are making as to what course they're going to do. And my role is to help support them do that, not only in terms of giving them information about our courses, the sort of expected grades that they need to get on those courses and the potential outcomes, but also about that smooth transition from school into college, because obviously a lot of students most students have been out of school for over 3 months now, and I can imagine there's anxieties and concerns there. So what we need to do is make sure that when they come, they have a fantastic student experience.
In terms of that transition from school. It is different. It's a very different atmosphere. It's a very different place, and actually, you might find that this is the kind of atmosphere and the environment that's more suited perhaps to you as well, and will help you transition from school onto further things beyond college as well.
Definitely, and I think what college does, it opens options to students that they've never had the opportunity to do before. You know, they follow a national curriculum for 12 years of their lives, and this is a really exciting opportunity to come, try something new, and do something that they really want to do. That's going to be the first step on the way to university or into the big wide world of work. And you know, we've got those options that students can access, ranging from A-levels right through technical and vocational qualifications, animal care to sport and public services, performing arts to automotive and motor vehicle. We're an inclusive college, and we feel that we've got something for everyone really. We've got so many opportunities and courses, and that's what today's all about, really, getting that message across.
Let's bring in a question. We've got a question for you, James. I know this is the bit you were worried about. Well, what questions are going to come in? Who knows? We'll take a look. So we've got a question, and do kind of bring them into the comments area, and we can bring them through. How is college different to school? How would you sum that up, James?
It's a more mature environment. In school, you're there on a formal timetable, Monday to Friday. At college, you have a bit more free time, an opportunity to do things that you can't do at school. It's a more adult environment. We expect our students to be motivated because they're choosing something that they want to do. But there's a lot of fun there as well. Making new friends, enrichment opportunities, things like work experience and opportunities to travel. It's a really fun and vibrant place to be, Rich.
We can actually take a look and this is on the website as well, wakefield.ac.uk/VOE for the virtual open event. But we can take, and James, maybe you can talk us through this. I'm not sure what you like with your interior design, but if you take a look here, this is on the website. There is a kind of virtual tour which you can take. So if we start with the Wakefield City campus and we go into that, and James, perhaps as this comes up on the screen, we can load it up for everyone to take a look. You can just give a flavour, because naturally, normally we'd be here, wouldn't we? But we're not today. So just talk us through what we're looking at and a bit about the college environment as well.
That's actually a new building that we opened up this academic year, Rich, and the college has been transformed over the last 10 years, really. The multi-millions of pounds have been spent on the estate that ensure that our students are coming into state-of-the-art facilities that are, recognised by industry as preparing our young people to go into the world of work. As you can see, that is the Beaumont building, formerly the Archive of Deeds, right in the middle of Wakefield, on the edge of our campus. So in that building at the minute, we have our new hospitality and catering facilities, our foundational learning is based in there as our alternative curriculum. But as you can see, that is, you're walking into a fully functioning kitchen. You could be in a restaurant in the middle of town there, charging £50 a head for a meal. Our students get the opportunity in that subject to cook in a functioning restaurant for paying customers. It's real work environment, and again, one of the USPs about coming to college.
You can see all these green dots you can click on, and you can go and have a look at lots of other stuff at your leisure. There's the Castleford campus as well. So if we sort of take a look in here, just to give a bit of a flavour of that as well.
10 years old now, Rich. That it only seems like yesterday that it was open, but our motor vehicle and engineering are there. As you can see, there's a carpentry and joinery workshop. We offer bricklaying there, plumbing, electrical installation. Our hair and beauty's there as well. State of the art. When these facilities were designed, they've got employees in mind, and we work closely with employers, across everything we do, really, to make sure that our young people are being taught in the facilities that, in effect, they can come out of there, get the qualification, and hit the ground running in employment. So yeah, really proud of our facilities, and also the tutors that work in there. They're coming from it with real industry experience, which is fantastic, because not only are they imparting their skills and knowledge to the young people on our courses, but I've got a real feel for what industry expects. So what sort of work placements our students can get, they can direct them to it, what employers are looking for in CVs and covering letters. We're getting young people ready to either go on to university or into work, and we're really proud of the way our tutors do that.
For the question that came in about the difference between school and college, I mean, a real demonstration there when you go in and go on that virtual tour and take a look. It's a totally different feel. It's a more mature environment, and very much more geared up to getting into that next stage.
Definitely, yeah. And I think schools in the area, a number of them, I've got new builds, so the expectation is that we've got excellent facilities. and we have, you know, you coming out of a good school into a really good college with state-of-the-art things. So yeah, and hopefully today will help to show people and prospective students and families what we can offer, really.
We will leave your state-of-the-art kitchen as well, James. Is it £50 a head in there as well?
Not quite, no.
Not quite. James, thank you for joining us. Much appreciate it. And any more questions, you can, of course, just keep them coming in the comments, and we will put them to all of our guests for you here today. So hopefully that's giving you a bit of a flavour. That one thing that we really couldn't do today is get you in there, get you to take a proper look. But hopefully that gives you a bit of a flavour. And definitely head to wakefield.ac.uk/VOE. Perhaps after this, if you want to take a further look as well. Let's have a think about the A-level route, which of course is something offered at Wakefield College. And to do that, we can speak to Head of A-Levels, who is Richard Collins, who should be joining us now. Richard C, there we go. How you doing, mate? Okay?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Yeah, really good. Thank you. Really, really good. Obviously, slightly stranger environment than you would normally do this. You'd normally be face-to-face with all the prospective A-level students, but slightly different this time round.
Yeah.
You are, of course, head of A-levels. A man to be respected is Richard Collins, of course. Sixth form at Wakefield College. Talk us about the A-level route and what's on offer there.
The cash is in the post to you, Rich.
No problem. Thank you.
At Wakefield, we've currently got on offer about 18 subjects that you can choose from. The A-level route is the typical route that most students will understand and know about how to get into university. So you go through school, you do your A-levels, and you're straight into university. So that's what we're offering here at Wakefield.
In terms of the subjects, I mean, there's a wide range of subjects.
Yeah.
Just a bit of a flavour of the kind of sort of the vast variety of the stuff you've got there.
Okay, sure. We've got A-levels in different subject areas, so humanities, sciences, social sciences, so you can study things like biology, physics, chemistry, obviously, psychology, sociology, photography, history, politics, business, economics, and criminology as well.
Criminology is a new one, right?
Yeah, we started offering that last year, so it's doing really, really well. We've got twice as many students looking to study it this year than we had last year. So it's a new one. It's a popular subject and it's going really well. One
thing I guess a lot of people want to think about is what kind of results are you getting? You know, how are people doing? Where are students going on to after A-levels? What's the success rate? What's that shaping up like and how's that been?
Really good, really strong. We've got a really, really good track record of success at A-levels. We've been achieving over 95% pass rates for the last 14, 15 years. Last year, we had a 97% pass rate across A-levels, and 11 courses achieved 100% pass rate. So that's really, really strong and can compare to any organisation there is. Most of our students do go on to university, about 2/3 of them do. And the last 2 years, we've had 3 students have applied and successfully got into Oxford and Cambridge. So, you know, students are working hard, they're getting the results, and they're going on to the universities that they want to study at.
We kind of touched on this a little bit before with James when we were looking at the environment at Wakefield College. It is really well set up if you're looking to take that next step afterwards to go on to university. It's a very good kind of stepping stone between traditional school environment and university. It's a good kind of way to do it.
Yeah, it is. School can be very prescriptive, obviously, with the national curriculum. Students are told where they need to be every day and what they're supposed to be doing. We're a lot more relaxed at college. You will have more free time on your timetable. There will be individual independent study on your timetable. You study about 4.5 hours, 5 hours per week per subject in the classroom. But the rest of your time will be your own time to do your own study. And that's really, really key because you need those skills of self-study. You need that motivation and determination to do it for yourself because that will prepare you for university life as well.
We've got a question for you, if that's okay.
Fire away.
That's come in. Hi to Adrian. My daughter's considering studying for 4 A-levels, but would like to know if this is too much. Is there an option to drop to 3 A-levels?
Yes, normally we'd recommend students do 3 A-levels. That's a full-time program of study, and it's, you know, A-levels are very tough qualifications to do. You have to study for 2 years, and you don't sit your exams until the end of that second year. So there's an awful lot of work to do. And we would always advise students, where possible, to do 3 A-levels rather than 4.
Okay, and just before you go, and again we've touched on it already, but in terms of the community down there at Wakefield College and the A-level community, it's a really lovely setup from what I've seen and when I've been down there. One thing I've always noticed, which has been really nice, is students supporting other students with their work was really apparent when I came down. We were recording one of the podcasts and chatting to some of the students about how there's a real kind of team ethic and a real family kind of feel to those students who are partaking in A-levels.
Yes, I mean, we deliberately run small groups, so typically somewhere between 15 and 20 students in your class. So you get to know your classmates really, really well. And it is highly supportive. There's a lot of support there, not just from staff, not just from the support teams, but students themselves do rally together, do work closely together. And we encourage that group working and things like that because, you know, it's about learning, and it's about learning different people's points of views and different aspects of courses and knowledge and things like that, and bringing that together.
Thank you. I know that, like everyone, you're itching to get back in there and to do what the thing is you're so passionate about doing, and that's going to come in due course, obviously. For now, though, thank you. Any more questions, you can still put them on, and we'll still do our best to answer those as well. But Richard, thank you for joining us, which brings us on to apprenticeships, which might be something that you're looking to do. They're becoming increasingly popular. You can earn whilst you learn, which is a good way of doing it. So to find out a bit about apprenticeships and what Wakefield College has to offer here, the Executive Director for Employer Engagement and Apprenticeships is Joe Taylor. So let's bring in Joe. Joe, that's you've got to have a big business card to get that whole thing on, don't you? It's a heck of a title you've got there.
It's a standing joke, yeah, that it's the longest job title in history. But morning, everyone.
Yes. It's a long one because it's a very important one with a big role to do. That's the reason why. So tell us about apprenticeships and what they consist of.
Okay, so obviously you'll see over the recent years in the media that apprenticeships have really come to the fore, and there's been a big revolution in apprenticeships over recent years, not least that employers are much more engaged with apprenticeships and indeed have written all the new apprenticeship standards that we're offering. So the idea being that previously we had apprenticeship frameworks, which consisted of a qualification, functional skills, etc. The new standards encompass skills, knowledge and behaviours. And the idea behind that is that we are producing apprentices and members of work-based teams that can hit the ground running. The standards have been actually written by the vocational employers. So they're effectively job descriptions that you're following. An apprentice will be following, enables them to become a very rounded person as soon as they've finished that apprenticeship.
In terms of the areas that you offer apprentices in, we've got a bit of a flavour doing the virtual tour and stuff, but talk us through those kind of areas that you do that might be of interest to people.
Yeah, so we've got all the traditional craft apprenticeships that most people will be used to seeing, joinery, engineering, motor vehicle, etc. But with the new apprenticeship standards, there are a lot more apprenticeship standards in other vocational areas, very much in business and professional. So apprenticeships exist now in HR, finance, etc. Really, it's the more non-traditional academic routes. So what we're trying to do with apprenticeships is show that this is another route to university that actually won't put you in debt. So, you know, you can actually do apprenticeships up to level 7 now in those professional vocational areas. So we're trying to attract school leavers that perhaps, you know, may be considering A-levels. We want them to look at potentially level 3 and 4 for apprenticeships. So we also work with many national brand of large employers such as Unilever, Coca-Cola, Haribo, as well as many of the large public sector employers within the district, many local authorities and NHS trusts. So we've got a vast offer of most vocational areas linked with some very large employers as well.
And how did the college go about helping to find employers? Because that's one of the crucial aspects of this, isn't it?
Yeah. So as part of our apprenticeship team, we have a business development team, recruitment team. So what we would be asking people to do today is if it is something that you're interested in, would be to contact us. You can email us at apprenticeships@wakefield.ac.uk, or phone numbers 01924 789 469, and we've got various teams that you'll be directed to. We've got links with all those major employers that we've discussed, but we'll also help you with CV writing, interview techniques. So if you come to Wakefield College and you've got a chosen apprenticeship you want to do, we will help you, especially through the summer, to find an employer to enable you to take it, because you need an employer in order to be able to take up that apprenticeship. So it's a holistic approach, really, and we basically want to hold the hand of the person right through the journey to get them into that apprenticeship and through the different levels of an apprenticeship for their chosen vocation.
If you miss any of those details, you want to get them there, of course, wakefield.ac.uk/VOE. All the details are there if you haven't got a chance to note them down just at the moment. You can get them. We have got a question for you, Joe, if that's okay. What types of employees do you work with? You sort of touched on that a little bit, haven't you?
Well, within the Wakefield district and the surrounding districts, you'll be aware there's a lot of food and drink employers, large employers. So I've quoted some of those: Coca-Cola, Haribo are two of the very famous national brands, Unilever, etc. But we do, as I say, we the new standards that has given us an opportunity to branch into other areas. So we do an awful lot with business and professional qualifications, from business admin to lots of leadership and management qualifications. We also work with various sort of national employers. We're actually working with nationally with the 111 service, so for the NHS, and we're getting a national footprint in that. We've just recruited in Kent, which is challenging to actually, but we're using a lot of this sort of technology to do that. So we work with employers from from all vocational areas. I'm sure that anybody who wanted to do an apprenticeship, we would have links with an employer in that area. Over 500 employers we're working with.
Fantastic. Thank you for explaining that and that journey from start to employment and how that all works. If you have any more questions, of course, you can pop them in the comments, and we can take a look at those and do the best that we can. Joe, the Executive Director for Employer Engagement and Apprenticeships. Try saying that 5 times quickly in a row. Lovely to speak to you. Thank you. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday. Cheers for joining us, Joe. I should mention, we're about halfway through this now. If you've just joined in and you've missed anything, this will be going on the YouTube page, of course, that you can take a look at. Will also be a subtitled version as well, which will go on there. So if you've missed any of this from the start, at the end of this, we'll upload that, and you'll be able to take a look at it once it's back up and running. Okay, so that's apprenticeships. One thing we should really talk about is Student Central support. That really is second to none. And to tell us what support is available through Student Central is the Head of Student Experience and Support, who is Lee Alsop. So here's Lee. Hey Lee, how you doing? All right.
Yeah, really good. Thank you for your time this morning.
Absolutely, it's lovely to be here. So let's talk a little bit about Student Central, one of the main things down there at Wakefield College, and a really important thing as well, because this is crucial to a lot of people's experience down there at the college, isn't it?
Yeah, and I mean, we've got 2 student centrals, one at each of our main campuses, and they're a one-stop shop really for all students to access the support that they need. It's a walk-in service for most of our services, in terms of that the students can walk into any student central at either campus. There's over 40 staff within our student centrals to make sure that they can give the support that the students require. They're all professionally trained, lots of them with external experiences to college, to education, and different experiences across the working industries. And they're all there to try and help students overcome their barriers to learning and personal life issues, and help them develop those skills for working life in the future along their journey through Wakefield College, but also afterwards. And there's a true passion in our teams to help young people.
Let's talk about the careers team and helping in terms of with next steps, for example, is one of the things that you guys do, because you've got a team sort of dedicated to this to help students.
Yeah, we do. We've got an all year round career service. They're all level 6 qualified in partial service. So they want to support, and they're here to support learners from pre-entry, so before clients join our college, to the point where they're exiting as well. So all through that journey, our careers team are here to support young people and our clients to make sure they can make informed decisions about their career and their future steps. We utilise lots of software, lots of labour market information, lots of up-to-date and current information to make sure our provision and our service is current. We've got national matrix accreditation for our service to prove the standards of advice that's given. And the labour market information content is really powerful to the young people, because they can see via Career Coach, a portal on our website, where the jobs are, what skills are they developing in their career and their course at college, and how can that actually get them to that position.
Let's bring on a question that's come in for you, Lee, which will pop on the screen. I'm unsure of my next steps, so how can the careers team help me?
Yeah. Well, like I say, we've got 4 different careers advisors. They're all level 6 qualified, so they've got a wealth of experience across different sectors, education and beyond. And they can absolutely take you through an action plan of where you are now, where do you want to be, and all of the steps between that. And like I say, we utilise different resources from elsewhere, different up-to-date data, and really try to make sure that that plan is as accurate and as detailed to ensure that each learner and each client has the understanding of what steps to take and where to go. And I mean, on the bottom of the ticker tape there, you can see the contact details for the careers team. And please do contact them now. Whether you're thinking about joining the college, you're sure about joining the college, please do contact them, because they will be able to support you and pick up lots of support with you now to ensure that you make that the right decision first. Because what we hope is that obviously by making the right decision that you're able to be successful at your time along that course.
Let's ask about finances, because this is something people will be wondering about. Fees, finance, the support that's available for people as well.
Yeah, so we have a finance department that will help with the fees, content and information around that, and lots of that information is on our website. When it comes to actually being enrolled at the college, we do have a financial support department that can help all learners in terms of their bursary applications, their course fees and things like that. What we always encourage students to do is apply regardless of circumstance, because it is means tested, a lot of the bursaries, for meals, for travel, for kit costs, for residentials, but you can only stand to gain from it, is the message that we say. Whether you believe you qualify for financial support or not, then we would always encourage every single student of ours, adult provision included, to apply to bursaries that they could qualify for, to make sure that they are in receipt of that financial contributions that could help them maintain their positive attendance to college and maintain their abilities to achieve their best potential whilst at college. And again, the contact for that team is on the bottom of the screen there now, and on our website within the student central area.
And when things get back to normal in terms of being in person, you're slightly less pixelated and robot sounding as well, which is the good news, rather than over a virtual open day.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it is exactly that. It's a very face-to-face service, hence why we brought all of our services to that one central point, because some students obviously don't just need to access one of the services. They may want to access multiple services or have more than one question at any one time. So bringing them all under that one roof has really been powerful.
Emma's just asking, and we'll just ask you this before we move on from student experience and support, but is the career service available for all learners, including adults?
Yeah, all learners, including adults, yeah. So 24/7 in terms of all year round service. There's a central mailbox, again, that's on the screen and on our website, careers@wakefield.ac.uk. If anybody emails that, they will pick up that support. Much of it's being done virtually at the moment, but obviously as time allows, we'll reintroduce that face-to-face service as soon as possible. But again, I do encourage all adults, young students, part-time students, full-time students, apprentices and such like to contact that team to make sure that they're getting that advice both prior to and during that time of study with Wakefield College.
There we go, we got that. Thank you, Lee. Thank you so much for joining us, and we will speak soon. Okay, thanks for that, mate.
Cheers.
Great stuff. Okay, so moving on from student experience and support, you'll notice, of course, it's Wakefield College and University Centre virtual open day today. That is because you can study your degree here in Wakefield. The college has its own dedicated university centre. To find out a little bit more, we have the Higher Education Outreach Officer, who is Jane Kay, to come on and say hello. Jane, how are we doing? All right.
Good morning, Richie. I'm good, thank you. Are you?
Good. Very good, thank you. Very good. Okay, so you can study for your degree, as I said in the intro there. So talk a bit about that and the benefits of getting the degree and why Wakefield.
Well, Wakefield's a great place to study. It's got the vibe of a campus, but it's not intimidating. It can vary what people want. Sometimes people want a traditional university where it's bigger. They're in lectures with lots of people. They like that vibe of hundreds and hundreds of people about them. Some people don't like that. They prefer a small, intimate setting. So Wakefield would be absolutely perfect for that kind of person. There's pros and cons for wherever you decide to study, and it's up to the student to look around at lots of different institutions to see which fits them. Most of our students who come and look round are blown away because they immediately see the support that's there, the friendship, the camaraderie, feeling part of something. And I think that's something that you've been discussing earlier on in HE. In FE, sorry, that extends into the HE building as well. You've got more support from staff because they're more accessible. You've got smaller class sizes, the lower tuition fees, and you're not a number. Everybody knows you. So if you think that you would prefer a smaller setting, then we're definitely for you.
It comes back again, and we mentioned it earlier. I said it right at the start of the event today. The one thing I really felt when I walked through the doors for the first time down there is that sense of, oh, I could be a part of this. Like, I can, everyone's got a smile on their face. No one's brushing past you without nodding or waving hello and all that kind of stuff. And it really does have that kind of vibe there, which is lovely. In terms of the courses, what kind of stuff are available?
We do lots of courses. I mean, I would advise that people have a look on the website because there's a long list. We do lots of performing arts.
You've got 60 seconds.
Performing arts have their own building, and that's absolutely amazing. We've got 2 new courses, subject to validation, which are law and criminology and computer science. There's something there for everybody. And I would urge people to go onto the website, have a look at our Facebook page, because we've got testimonials on there from ex-students who have gone on to do great things, and they're saying just wonderful things about us, and it would be lovely if people would just visit that.
We can actually show one of those now if you're happy to. I'm sure you'll be very happy to hang around and take a look at this. But let's hear from a former student and see what they had to say.
My name's Fee. I'm a former University Centre student. I studied there for 3 years, completing a degree in health and wellbeing. The reason I chose the University Centre was because it was local to my house. Tuition fees were much cheaper than other universities, so that saved on some obviously expenses with student finance. I lived really close to the University Centre as well, which obviously, if you're a student, you just roll out of bed and go straight to your lectures as well, which is a bonus. But honestly, with the amount of support I was getting, I would have travelled miles for it. I also heard the reputation of the University Centre, the supportive environment, which at that time I really needed. A lot of students put off going to university because they don't feel ready for those massive class environments. Whereas at the University Centre, they're so much smaller, it's so much more supportive. And I really did feel that the staff cared whilst I was there. And I'd reach out to anybody out there that's panicking about, maybe you're a single parent, maybe you've got a disability, maybe your confidence isn't as large as it should be, maybe you want to stay somewhere locally that's smaller, or maybe you want to study on more of a part-time basis. My course was only over 2 days a week, which supported so many people that had families or worked. Whereas my degree that I'm now studying, it's 5 days a week. So it's very full on compared. The end result is the same. You get a degree, it's accredited, it's respected. It's got me onto the course I'm on now, and I really wouldn't look back. So anybody that's watching this, that's women and ahhing about whether or not higher education's for them, I'd say go for it with both hands. While you're offered the opportunity to have an education, I think it's something that nobody can ever take away from you. And I'm so pleased that I took those steps to better myself and my future. Thanks for watching.
Well, there you go. I mean, V able to verbalise it far better than I would be able to for anyone watching, but that really kind of gives a sense of it. Let me just ask you, in terms of moving forward, are you aiming to offer face-to-face teaching from September? What's the plan in place at the moment?
We're planning to offer limited face-to-face access, but we will try to get every student into that building once a week and offer them as much time as we possibly can. We have been given a figure of about 3 hours, but obviously that's not confirmed as yet because of the social distancing, etc. And we've got to make sure that we follow every possible safeguarding for our students. But we're looking forward to seeing them so much. Obviously, a lot of our students at the end of the year, they've been having these kind of chats with staff, and the students who are coming in September are having these kind of chats already to get themselves familiarised. Our staff are really working hard to make everybody feel welcome, and that it's not going to be too onerous for them come September. We will try and make it as normal as possible. I don't think there's ever been a better time to study local. We also, one thing I would like to mention as well is that for the past 4 years, we have been one of the top HE providers in this region for overall student satisfaction. That says a lot, that our students are really satisfied. And I think Vienna gave a very good account there of her time and what she felt about studying at Wakefield. And I just reiterate, there's never been a better time to study local.
Your passion for it jumps out the screen, so I'm sure everyone watching can get a real sense and a real feel for just how passionate you are about that. Let's just bring in a question very quickly, if that's all right, Jane.
Yep.
About, do you work with other universities? This is a question that's popped up.
I do. I work with all the 13 higher education providers in West Yorkshire. We work in a consortium, and that comes under a partnership called Go Higher West Yorkshire, because we are passionate about our young people. And unfortunately, young people in the whole of Yorkshire actually are one of the lowest entry rates into higher education. So we all work together to try and encourage young people to realise their full potential. And again, that's why Wakefield is such an excellent place for anybody, but particularly people who are a little bit hesitant, a little bit afraid about going on to higher education. There seems to be a feeling that it's not for them, that they can't do it, that they're not clever enough, and they are. We hear this thousands and thousands of times when we're in schools. Oh, I couldn't do that. I'm not clever enough. And we know from GCSE results that they are clever enough. They just have to believe in themselves. And that's why we go out there and we take a lot of our student ambassadors. You've seen V, she's absolutely amazing. And we've got hundreds like V who are so passionate and work alongside us with the young people and encourage them to make that step, to take things a bit further. Because at the end of the day, their futures can be so enhanced by having a higher education qualification. The earning power that they can have. A graduate can earn, on average, £500,000 a year more than a non-graduate. And that's on average. So obviously, lots of people earn even more than that. You've just got to get out there, get the qualifications. It's like money in the bank, and nobody can ever take that away from you. You've got currency to use for your future. You can change because you've got transferable skills. I just can't sell it enough. When I got it did so much for me.
Jay, are you also available for motivational speaking? Because we could all do with a bit of that as well, which is which is great.
At the moment, I don't know about.
Okay, Jane, thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your day, and yeah, hopefully by September we'll be back to some sort of normality, and maybe a few people watching right now will be part of that as well going forward. Jane, enjoy your day. Take care. Great, thank you, and thanks for your comments which are coming. I think we've got some more comments which have been coming in as well. Steve, who says hello from Australia. Well, that's not, technically not studying local, that, Steve, but still lovely to hear from you, and thanks for being a part of the virtual open day today. Okay, so we've spoken about higher education. Let's talk about extracurricular activities, which of course supplement learning in the classroom, a big part of any studying student experience as well. And the head of student experience and engagement is Hayley Shillito. So Hayley's there for us now. Hi, Hayley. Thanks for hanging on. You're on the back end of this, so you had to wait through everyone else. So thanks for doing that. Okay, let's talk a little bit about the student experience, really, when it comes to the engagement that you do with students and extracurricular activities and everything you've got going on in your department.
Yeah, absolutely. We've got loads of opportunities for students, Rich. It's such a good time to come to the college because there's so much that students can get involved in. Students obviously study their curriculum, and as part of that, they get an opportunity to take part in work experience. We work with lots of employers to get them to come and speak to our students. We take them on site visits to various employer premises. We do lots of stuff with employers that really enhances the knowledge that the students are learning throughout their curriculum. As well as the work experience, students also get to go on a week-long placement with employers. We really try and support students to find their own so that they're able to really get somewhere where they want to be. But equally, we work with lots of other employers in the district, so students get an opportunity to find out more about the industry that they want to go in, and hopefully help to motivate them throughout their course and help them link the learning with the work they're going to go into.
So work experience is one element, that hands-on kind of thing outside of the classroom and going in from different environments. There's also an active students union as well when we talk about that part of what it is to being in college life and everything. There's loads going on there, right?
Yeah, there's so much. Obviously, the work experience and the work placement is one element, but then there's all the fun stuff that students can do. They really get an opportunity to mingle with students from all different courses. Obviously, we offer a plethora of different curriculums and courses, and that really brings a diverse range of students that can then get involved with each other. So we have clubs, activities that run weekly, things like your general sports, football, rugby. We do badminton, basketball, bit of Zumba, netball. But then we also have some sort of less traditional things. We do like a cookery club. We're really passionate about student voice and bringing students together and listening to what they've got to say, because we want to keep improving for our students. And the only way we can do that is by listening to them and seeing what they really want. And that's a really big part of what we do. We do put on, like I said, weekly clubs and activities for students to get involved in. But if there's something that's not there that students want, well, we've just put it on, we make it happen. So, for example, like last year, students wanted to do some boxing, so we put a boxing club on. Some students wanted to do some climbing, so we put a climbing course on for 6 weeks. We really listen to what they want to do, and we make those opportunities happen for them, really.
I guess for it to be as good as it can be, it's better to be a reactive one. You can be reactive to what people are saying as well as being proactive in putting stuff on. What nights cookery normally? I'll come in for the tasting.
Yeah, we do that generally on a Wednesday afternoon. But they make some great stuff.
I'm booked in from September or whenever it is onwards. We're coming down. There's lots of other stuff as well, trips, residentials, that kind of thing. I know you do some awesome trips down there.
Yeah, we do. Again, we do some sort of social trips to places like Alton Towers, paintballing, and we'll do that on a weekend. Again, that's more so that students get to interact with students from other courses. But then curriculums also take students, internationally to trips. I know that hospitality and catering takes students to Malta. We have students from science that go to Geneva. We have loads of different things going on across all the different courses. And it really gives students an opportunity, again, not only to sort of experience different things about their curriculum, but, also open their eyes to the wider world. It's great.
Because that's a big part of it, really, isn't it? That there is that, there's learning, there's stuff involved in learning, and then there's being a part of a community, being a part of the college, doing stuff that's going to enhance you personally as well. As rounding you as a person and doing all that kind of stuff. And that's, I guess, the area you're covering off.
Yeah, it's really important to us because students will leave with a qualification, of course, but it's also about leaving with those extra skills, those extra qualities that's really going to set you apart from other people when it comes to those job interviews and any other experiences that you might have, going on in life. It's really important that we help to build those, it's things like teamwork, communication. Yes, you get that in the curriculum, but it's so much better when you're learning that whilst having fun and doing something that sort of puts you outside your comfort zone at times as well. I should also add that we also run the Duke of Edinburgh Award at bronze, silver and gold. So a lot of students will have experienced that at school and some might have done it, some might not have. But for those who, never have, they can give it a go. And for students who have but want to progress onto silver and gold, then they can do that with us at college as well. And again, when I said about comfort zone, when we're taking them out on expeditions and, climbing mountains and that sort of thing, yes, that is certainly something that can take some students out of the comfort zone, but it's always really good fun.
Hayley, quick question for you before you go. What sort of things does the Students' Union get involved with?
Yeah, so the Students' Union get involved with obviously putting together clubs and activities like we talked about, and they also help us to improve as part of the college. But the Students' Union also get involved in local campaigns. So it might be that they meet with their local council, Wakefield Council, some of them are part of Youth Parliament. And again, it's about what they can do to help improve things in the district and improve things in the college. So they get involved in all sorts of different things. And really, it's very much led by the students. So it's different activities each year. And that is completely dependent on who joins the Student Union and who drives that forward, really.
Okay, Hayley, thank you so much for joining us. Don't forget me on Cookery Day. I'm coming down for a taste of whatever delicious thing that's been made. Hayley, thank you so much. We'll speak soon. All right, cheers. If you're an adult 19 plus and you're thinking you have regrets about not going to university, then access to higher education is the thing you'll be interested today, and access to higher education courses. And we have the Curriculum Development Manager, who is Stephen Jones, to talk a little bit about that. So let's bring in Stephen. Stephen, how are you doing? All right?
I'm great, thank you, Rich.
Good. Stephen's also gone for the kitchen option, which has been a favoured one today. Let's just talk about the opportunities that are available, because like with many of the things we've spoken about this morning, that it's wide, it's vast, there's lots to get involved in, isn't there?
There is indeed, yes. We've got a vast range of access courses. So if you're aged over 19, get back into education. We've got options in things such as law and criminology, where you can not only do an access course, but you can study for a whole degree at Wakefield College. And if you choose subjects that you do a degree in, that you can actually get a real career out of. We already had someone ask this morning about nursing as an adult. You can go into midwifery, social work, primary teaching, computing, music technology. Many of these jobs require skills that you will get through university. And if you're an adult, the way to get to university is to join an access course. So please get in touch with us. It's great to see already this morning, Rich, I've seen a lot of people as adults asking questions, and that's great to see, and great to see a lot of interest. And particularly at this time of when we've had a lockdown, a lot of people have reflected on the type of career and job they want. So it's a great chance to not only learn, but change your life, transform your life, and go and do a degree in a subject that leads to a really rewarding and well-paid job in the future.
It's interesting you touch on that. It's definitely been, it seems to have been a period of disruption and reflection for a lot of people at the moment. That seems to be where we're at, and this could perhaps be a pathway. Let me just ask you about financial support in terms of advanced learner loans, also access course fees and how that works and everything.
Well, the thing to bear in mind, first of all, is that if you go and do a degree, you're more likely to be better paid long term. It's financially rewarding in the long term. So yes, you'd certainly have to maybe cut your hours of work to do learning, but on the other side of it, as you mentioned, no student pays upfront fees. A lot of students are financed by the government. If you're aged between 9 to 23, it's more than likely you'll do the course for free. If you're over 23, we have the advanced learner loan, and that sounds awful because it says the word loan in it, but actually, if you go and do a degree, you never have to pay the money back. So really, if you do what you say you're going to do, which is do a degree, it's pretty much a free tuition year. And the college, as previous speakers have mentioned, has a lot of financial support, things like childcare, travelling. So you might actually get some money from us to help you along the way. So financial reasons, I hope, wouldn't be a barrier to you coming back into education, because we've got ways of helping you through that.
Let me ask you, from your point of view, you know, it must be a thrill seeing people come in. You're talking about wanting to change their lives and the path that they're taking. You must see this all the time, and it must be quite a rewarding thing for you to see, and to see that change in people.
It is. It's intensely rewarding, because people I speak to, you might notice a few grey hairs on the side. I've been in Wakefield College a while, and I've seen people, you know, there's people working at Pinderfields as midwives who started with us, you know, very, very nervous, edgy people, really worried, and now the professional, self-confident people who've come through, done their access course, gone off and done a degree, and they've got really rewarding professional jobs. And even it's great to see some of them come back and bring the children in to do sort of A-levels and things like that, and I bump into them. It is really rewarding to see people go through it, have a really rewarding career, and yes, you're right, dead right, it actually changes people.
Is this a bit where I'm supposed to say you can't possibly have been there long enough and look old enough for someone to have come in with someone then doing A-levels? Is that the bit that I'm supposed to do?
You can do that, yeah. And
Yeah.
there's that expression about flattering. And
I'll do that for you, Stephen.
Very much,
not a problem. Let's bring in a question for you, Stephen. That's come through here this morning from James. I'm wanting to study healthcare. I would be an adult learner. Would I be able to do this at the same time as taking an English GCSE?
Yeah, we can. I think the best thing is you talk to us about this. We are not like A-levels where you need maybe 5 A-levels at grade C's or 4s to do things. We're much more flexible. However, we do look at some minimal qualifications. Normally, we would say you certainly need an English GCSE for what you want to do. But I would like that James to come and talk to us, because if you do need to do a little bit of preparation in terms of the GCSE, GCSEs are free to do. There's lots and lots of adult classes. So if you want to boost your skills before an access course in either maths, biology, or English, GCSEs, pretty much most of them are free, and they're adult classes. And actually, many adults who come back to GCSEs really thank you for us for giving them that opportunity, and it really prepares them well. So get in touch with us, James, and we'll have a chat about that. But keep the ambition going, and hopefully, yeah, that if you go into healthcare, you know, it's an area where at the moment we know there's lots of jobs, there's lots of local universities run adult nursing, child nursing, mental health nursing. So there's great opportunities. So James, come on board and we'll work with you on that one.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Stephen. Lovely to speak to you. Enjoy the rest of your day, and we'll speak soon. Worth mentioning, sort of Stephen saying that, but it's true. Obviously, there's a limited amount we can give you in terms of your questions just at the moment. But you know, you can contact Wakefield College and University Centre. You can head to the website. You can ask these questions. Don't feel like you know, it's difficult. If we were in person, we'd be able to do that a little bit more. But those opportunities are still to do there after this and into next week to ask those questions if you would like to. Let's move on to the business school at Wakefield College, which could help you get professionally qualified. And speak to you about those professional courses is the curriculum development manager, who is Sam Wade. So let's bring in Sam. Hey Sam, how you doing?
Hello.
All right.
Good morning. Yeah, good. Thank you.
Good. Yeah, really good. Thank you. Okay, let's talk business school and what's on offer there, please, Sam.
Okay, yeah. So we offer a range of professional qualifications to adult learners who perhaps looking to progress their career or change direction, or maybe just want to learn something new, particularly after the current lockdown we've had. They might want to be looking to try and get into a different field. So our qualifications cover areas such as leadership and management, accountancy, legal professions, human resource management, and we start at level 1 for people who are perhaps looking to regain their confidence in education, because a lot of adults have education for a long time. So we could offer something like an introduction to business, a short course to get them back into studying, and then we go right through to sort of level 7, which is at postgraduate level with strategic leadership and management.
And many of the courses are part-time as well. So if you have other commitments, work commitments, personal commitments, whatever they might be, this is a way of doing that, isn't it?
Absolutely. Our students are usually really amazing people. They've taken the decision to study another qualification, which is a huge time commitment, alongside perhaps bringing up a family, working full time. So we try and reflect that in our sort of timetabling. So we do try and timetable perhaps in the evening, or a half day a week, or just 1 day a week. If you're not able to get into college, we also have workplace-based learning qualifications, so we can come out and visit you in your workplace. We have a 3-year degree program in business and management as well, which we offer. It's a full-time course, but we timetable it over 2 full days so that people can organise their work and care and commitments around the studying.
Okay, we'll bring a question. We haven't got the best audio connection with you at the moment, Samantha, but let's just bring in a question that's come in. How does a higher level apprenticeship work? Is the question that's popped in there.
All right. Okay. We offer accountancy at level 4 and leadership and management at level 5 and human resources at level 5. So how that works with the business school is you would come in and study for a recognised professional qualifications such as the CIPD level 5 in human resource management, and that would form the knowledge part of the higher level apprenticeship. You would also be allocated an assessor who would come out and work with you in the workplace to cover the competency elements for how you're putting the knowledge you're learning from your qualification into your workplace. So it's benefiting both yourself and your employer.
Okay, thank you, Sam. Thank you so much for joining us. Like I said, it wasn't the best connection in terms of. So if there was anything anyone missed, it's all right. It's all it's all on the website. Just to give you a flavour, wakefield.ac.uk/VOE is the place to go. And any questions, extra questions that you have, we can answer those for you. And everything is laid out there as well. Samantha, for the moment, thank you very much. Lovely to speak to you. Enjoy the rest of your day, which brings us, I can't believe this already, it brings us to our final guest here on the Wakefield College and University Centre first ever inaugural virtual open day. And it's to talk about the hundreds of courses, many of them which are part-time courses for adults in a wide variety of subjects. So the course information advisor who can tell you more about this is Ellie Flanagan. So here comes that. Hello, Ellie. How are you doing? All right.
I'm good, thank you. Are you?
Good, yeah, good, thank you. Okay, so talk to us about the courses that are on offer, because there is a new part-time course guide which is out now.
Yeah, that's available to view on our website as well. But yeah, so I can give initial advice and guidance on all courses to any learners. We've got loads of courses on offers, from automotive, so motorcycle maintenance, MOT, childcare, hospitality and catering. The list goes on really, so there's hundreds of courses, but yeah, they're all to view on the part-time course guide, so they are available, and on our website as well if they want further information. I'm
not going to put you on the spot, Ellie, and ask you to name every single one of them. That would be terribly cruel of me. About how many are they in terms of sort of ballpark? How vast is this range? Lots.
Yeah, lots.
All right. The full list is there if you want to go and take a look. You've given a flavour of a few of those courses there as well. And you're the expert in this area. So if anyone's got any queries on these courses, how they work, then you're the person to come and speak to and have a chat with, aren't you?
Yeah, like I say, I can give the initial advice and guidance on all these courses, and we can send out application forms as well. When we're in the office, usually we send all this out by post, but with the circumstances, we are doing everything, what we can by email, as much as we can.
Let me ask you, it is horrible when someone puts you on the spot, but are there any other courses that maybe you could mention that might not be things that people would be thinking of straight away? That might not be like, oh, they do that as well. That's not something that I actually thought of. What kind of stuff else is in there as well?
Yeah, so we've got some new ones actually. We've got the Photoshop courses. So this course is actually free as well, along with the digital photography course. I know some people might not think this is something that we offer, because usually these are, they might be based online as well. But yeah, we do floristry, Photoshop, digital photography, like I say, some of which are free as well.
It's National Selfie Day today. Don't know whether you knew that as well. So in terms from a Photoshop point of view, there you go. It's an official day. It's not just the virtual open day going on today. It's also a National Selfie Day. We've got a question for you, Ellie, if that's all right. If we could bring that one in. This is the final question of the day. Vera, I'm looking for a course to become a nurse. Are there any courses available for that?
So that's more of the Access courses. So we've got the Access to Higher Education, the Healthcare Professions course. I can give initial information, but as Stephen's been speaking about those, it would be, more under his area. But yeah, the Access course, we usually ask for English, Maths and Science at a GCSE. But yeah, that would be the course to go down.
Fantastic. Ellie, thank you so much. Yeah. Really appreciate that. Like with Ellie and all our other guests today, this is to give you a bit of a flavour, a bit of a snapshot of what's going on and the amazing and vast amount of things that are going on at the moment. But of course, they're all available to answer more questions. The website has all the details as well. So I'm sure you'd be delighted to speak to anyone, Ellie, who's looking at taking up any of the courses at the moment. Okay, thank you, Ellie. Enjoy the rest of your day.
See you later.
Thank you so much. I can't believe it. There you go. We said it would be around an hour, and it's kind of been pretty much that on the nose. That does bring us to the end of the virtual open day, the first ever for Wakefield College and University Centre. It's been a real pleasure to be here doing this, and thank you so much for joining us as well. So a subtitled version of this stream will be available soon. If you've missed any of it, maybe you hopped in a little bit late, so you got disturbed, or someone was making a noise in the house and you missed it, you can see a recording of this both on YouTube and Facebook as well, and a subtitled version will be going on also. So applications for all courses are now open. Sounds a little bit like when they open the lines on one of those Saturday night TV shows, don't they? You can apply now for your place in September. As we've been hearing, government guidelines are shaping how things are going to look up, but we're certainly hoping that sooner rather than later, things are going to get back to what you might describe as the normal way of doing things. And let me tell you, from a personal experience, if you've not had a chance, and of course today you weren't able to go down to the Wakefield College campus, it is a fantastic place. It's light, it's airy, it's in a lovely spot, and it's got a really, really lovely family feel to it. And if that's the kind of thing that appeals to you, then I can assure you that is the place you want to be going. There is, of course, the website for the virtual open event at wakefield.ac.uk/VOE, where you can apply online, find out more about the courses and any other questions you might want to know. If you want to have a look through the virtual tours, which we touched on today, to give you a real sort of a look at what it's like down at the campuses, then that is the place to go. A reminder, on Facebook, it's Wakefield College to type in if you want to go and have a look on social media. Twitter is /Wakey College, and Instagram also Wakefield College as well. And the podcast, I have to plug the podcast because I have the privilege of going down there and hosting it, but the podcast that we've done is available as well from your podcast provider. Just type in Wakefield College. Thank you so much to all our guests who've been here today, and thank you for joining, for asking the questions, and please keep them coming in, and we'll do everything we can to answer those queries for you. And hopefully we'll be seeing some of you down there in September at Wakefield College as well. Thanks for joining us. Enjoy the rest of your day, and we'll speak soon.